Have you ever noticed that the things that hurt us the most are not the things that happen to us, but the thoughts we keep replaying long after the moment has passed? Someone says something hurtful, and weeks later it still echoes in our mind. A mistake happens once, yet we relive it again and again as if we are punishing ourselves on purpose. The moment is gone, the people have moved on, and the world has not stopped for a second, but we remain stuck at that same place, carrying a weight that no longer exists anywhere except inside our own mind. There is an ancient Zen story about two monks that reflects this truth in the simplest yet most powerful way. In the peaceful green hills of Japan, where temple bells echoed through quiet forests and morning mist covered the stone paths, two monks were traveling from one monastery to another. One of them was Tanzan, calm, composed, and deeply understanding of life. He was not known for blindly following rules, but for understanding their true purpose. He moved through life with ease, as if everything was exactly where it was meant to be. The other monk was Ekido, younger, more rigid, and extremely disciplined. He believed that perfection meant strict control, that rules should never be broken under any circumstances, and that even the smallest mistake could lead a person astray. As they walked for hours through muddy roads under heavy rain, they eventually reached a river crossing. The water was flowing fast, and the ground was slippery. Near the edge stood a young woman, beautifully dressed in a delicate silk kimono, clearly distressed because she could not cross without ruining her clothes or risking being swept away. Ekido saw her, but immediately looked away and continued walking, because monks were not allowed to touch women. For him, the rule was absolute, and nothing could justify breaking it. Tanzan, however, stopped without hesitation. He did not overthink, he did not struggle internally, and he did not worry about how it would look. He simply saw a human being in need of help. With a calm smile, he gently lifted her in his arms, carried her across the muddy river, placed her safely on the other side, and continued his journey as if nothing unusual had happened. Ekido was left in shock. He could not believe what he had just witnessed. A monk, someone who had taken vows of discipline, had just carried a woman in his arms. His mind began to race with questions, judgments, and frustration. He walked beside Tanzan, but inside him there was a storm. For hours he stayed silent, but his thoughts kept growing louder. He replayed the moment again and again, judging Tanzan, questioning his integrity, and feeling disturbed by what he believed was a violation of everything they stood for.
Finally, after many hours, unable to contain himself any longer, Ekido burst out and questioned Tanzan. His voice was filled with frustration as he reminded him of their vows and the rules they were supposed to follow. Tanzan stopped, looked at him calmly, and with a gentle expression said something that would change everything. He said that he had already put the woman down at the river hours ago and asked why Ekido was still carrying her. In that moment, everything became clear. Tanzan had carried the woman only for a few seconds, helped where help was needed, and then completely let go of the moment, both physically and mentally. But Ekido, who had never touched her, had been carrying her in his thoughts the entire time. He carried her in his judgment, in his anger, and in his attachment to rigid beliefs. This story reflects our own lives more than we realize. We often become like Ekido, holding on to moments that have already passed, replaying them in our minds, and creating unnecessary suffering for ourselves. Someone hurts us once, but we relive that pain 100 times. We make a mistake in a single moment, but we punish ourselves for months or even years. An argument ends quickly, yet the resentment stays with us far longer than it should. The event is over, but we refuse to move on because our mind keeps bringing us back to that same place again and again.
Tanzan's way of living
teaches us something deeply powerful. When you act with a clear heart and good intention, there is nothing left to carry. He did what was right in the moment without overthinking, without fear, and without worrying about judgment. He helped someone in need and then simply moved forward. His mind remained peaceful because he did not hold on to what was already done. On the other hand, Aikido followed every rule perfectly on the outside, yet inside he was restless, disturbed, and trapped by his own thoughts. This shows us that the real burden we carry is not created by the world around us, but by the thoughts we refuse to let go of. We hold on to old arguments with people who have already forgotten them. We carry guilt for mistakes that life has already moved past. We stay attached to resentment while others continue living their lives freely. In doing so, we keep ourselves stuck at a place that no longer exists. If there is one lesson to take from this story, it is this: do what is right with a sincere heart, help where help is needed, and then let go completely. Do not carry yesterday's pain into today's peace. Do not let one moment define your entire journey. Life keeps moving forward, and so should you. The past only has power over you if you continue to carry it. The next time you find yourself overthinking a past mistake, holding on to anger, or replaying something that cannot be changed, pause for a moment and ask yourself a simple question. If that moment is already over, why are you still carrying it? Let it go, not because it did not matter, but because holding on to it only hurts you. The river has already been crossed, and the road ahead is waiting for you. Walk forward with an empty mind, a peaceful heart, and the courage to leave behind what no longer belongs in your life. If you have any thoughts about this story, please share them in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed it, please like and share it with others.